do is shut it down. But a lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things, but they want open borders. They want men playing in women's sports. They want transgender for everybody. They never stop. They don't learn. We won an election in a landslide. They just don't learn. So we have no choice. I have to do that for the country. Yes.
You mentioned a deal with Harvard, Mr. President. What is that deal? Will they be paying the administration?
Well, we're in the process of getting very close, and Linda's finishing up the final details, and they'd be paying about $500 million, and they'll be operating trade schools. They're going to be teaching people how to do AI and lots of other things, engines, lots of things. You know, we need people in trade schools. I remember when I went to school, I had some people that weren't particularly good students, but they could take a motor or an engine apart blindfolded and put it back blindfolded. But they weren't too good at other things, and many of them ended up doing better than the people that were. So trade schools are very important, and we've lost trade schools. We used to have a lot of trade schools in this country. We don't have them anymore. We have tremendous plants opening, and we want to have people at top level for those plants, whether it's AI or whether it's automotive plants. You know, we have many automobile companies open their plants in the United States. They're all coming back for two reasons: tariffs, and I think they liked November 5th. You know, they liked the person that was chosen, and they're moving in from Canada. They're moving in from Mexico. They're coming in from all over the world. China is coming. They're all coming, and that way they avoid paying tariffs. So, you know, they're coming for that reason. So by opening up trade school, because we're going to need employees, we're going to need people with skill. And I think I can say, Linda, you feel the same way. By opening up trade school, this would be a giant trade school, series of trade schools. It would be run by Harvard. Now, this is something that we're close to finalizing. We haven't done it yet. But they'd put up $500 million. Interest and everything else would go to that account, meaning go to the trade school. And, you know, it's a big investment in trade school, done by very smart people. And then their sins are forgiven. So we have a good chance of getting that closed. Yeah, please.
Mr. President Trump, thank you. I've been looking at this chart that you showed us earlier since we left the Oval Office earlier. U.S. prices for brand drugs are 422% higher than in comparable countries. You know, I'm young, maybe I'm inexperienced, but I think a lot of Americans are wondering, how did we even get here being one of the biggest buyers of
You
drugs?
got here by incompetent people sitting behind this desk. You had a lot of incompetent people. I did it, as you know, I started it in my first term. We rebuilt the military. We got the largest tax cuts in history. We did all these things, and we had the best economy in the history of our country during my first term. And by the way, this is blowing it away based on what we're seeing. But we got it by having people allow that to happen. And as you know, I started the process, but then when COVID came, we focused on COVID, not on this. And I said, if I ever go back and do it again, I'm going to make this a primary thing, because other countries are paying a fraction of what we pay for the same exact drug, same exact pharmaceutical, everything. And I said, no, it's not right. And the drug companies actually came along. You know, don't forget, they make 30, 40, 50 million a year, these people. They're very smart. And they had a lot of people convinced that, you know, that's the way it has to be. They talked about research and development. We had to pay. I said, well, why isn't Germany paying? Why aren't other countries paying? And they always had a good answer, but it got to a point where I didn't like the answer anymore, and I said, we have to do this, and we did. And the team that we have with Oz and Bobby and Chris and all of the people that we have working on it, and I must tell you, Marty's been a big, wherever you may be, Marty, but Marty's been a big factor. We have a great team. There's never been a medical team like this, and I said, let's go do it. And then I did, as I said, I would bug them every single day, every week, because I said, we have to have, I mean, why should we be paying 10 times what another country's paying? And that was just an excuse, you know, research and development. We do research and development. So now we're going to be paying whatever the lowest price is, we're going to be paying that price. So it's a great thing. But there won't be anything that can have the impact on Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, anything where you need pharmaceuticals, medicines. The numbers are going to come way down. Even Obamacare, which is terrible, it's not been good, as you know. It's a weak form of health care. But it'll be better because the medicine's going to come in at a very low price. Yes, please.
Yes, Mr. President. It seems like every time you assemble your MAHA team and your cabinet members behind here in regards to health issues, it just keeps getting powerful. When I look at these young kids there and the weight that is on the world right now that you can lift by what you're doing. I've often said Trump could cure cancer and people would still criticize him. And it's true. What is your message to America that this potentially could bring us all together, get us on the same page and have unity? And I'd like to see if some of the kids or the parents have what it means to you to see President Trump get involved with this.
Well, we've made tremendous strides in cancer research, far more than anyone has done. And we have the greatest minds, the greatest people working on it. And childhood, they call it childhood cancer. It's a very specific thing. And we really made a lot of progress. I think something that's going to allow us to make a lot of progress is the money we're saving on pharmaceuticals. We'll be saving 500, 600, 1,000%. Nobody's ever heard of that. I told the story, you were here before, that when I was in the previous administration, my first term, I was so proud of myself because I'm the first president in 28 years that cut drug prices from beginning to end. So they went down. I think it was 1/8% or 1/4%, and I was so proud of that. I thought that was great. Now I'm cutting them 500%. And I will say this, politically speaking, the people understand. Otherwise, I wouldn't have won in a landslide. I get 97% bad press, and I won in a landslide, which tells you the press has no credibility. But I will say that what we've done has been a great tribute to the people that's standing behind me in different forms. Linda in education, different, but what she's doing in education, she's sending education back to the states. That's a big move. The states, you go back to Indiana, Iowa, I would say 40 states will be great. 45 will be, the 5% of them will be pretty good, and then you're going to have a Gavin Newsom and some other people that aren't going to do a good job, but, we'll help them out. I want to help them out. And we're going to have safe cities again. We're going to be very safe. We're going to be going to Chicago pretty soon because a friend of mine, a great guy, the head of the Union Pacific, he said, "Sir, you have to save Chicago. It's going bad. It's going bad fast, and it's a great city." He's right. It's a great city. I know it very well. And we have to save Chicago. So we're going to Memphis, Tennessee right now. We've had a home run in D.C. You can walk out. Brian, you got mugged here a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
And the mugger must have felt some pain because you're a tough cookie.
Well, he had a gun, and I wish I would have had Triple H with me as well.
Yeah. If he had a gun, all you could do is say thank you very much. Yeah, no, but it's everybody here. I mean, you were here in the room when I said to the reporters, who got mugged in the last year? And like half of the people raised their hand. Now, if you said who got mugged over the last 60 days, nobody. No killing, no nothing. And the restaurants are booming, the town is booming, it's clean. The National Guard actually went out and started cleaning all the crap out of the parks. The tents are knocked down. We had one that you said it was a blue tent, and you said it was a communist tent, right? See, we're going to have a communist mayor of New York, so, let's see how that works out.
And I've gotten a lot of feedback on that. Everyone's very appreciative that you were moving that tent.
You told me about a blue tent, and I said, I can't be there because we knocked them down. But this was a very highly sophisticated group of people that had permits and all the other things. Well, their permit expired. We knocked it down. It took, 24 hours less, maybe?
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate you telling me that. No, we have a great thing going. The country is doing incredible. We are a hot country. The hottest. We're the hottest country in the world right now.
Do the parents of the kids have anything they'd like to say?
Yeah, that's a great question. Would you like to say something?
I would.
That's a good comment right there. That's the best comment you've made in a long time.
Mr. President, good evening. I'm Josh Armstrong. My name is Josh Armstrong. I'm from West Virginia, and I'm the father of this amazingly brave and resilient little 6-year-old, Laurel. Laurel was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 2 years old, just before her 3rd birthday. And we went on to watch as she spent months in the hospital fighting for her life, as she received blood transfusions and platelet transfusions, as she fought off one potentially fatal infection after another. We watched as her body swelled and became painful from steroids, and then as it became frail and weak from chemotherapy. And we watched and we wondered why there aren't better treatments available, and we wondered what might happen if she doesn't get the drugs she needs. And we wondered Why isn't anybody doing more? And on behalf of myself and all the parents that have watched and wondered, we'd like to say that what you're doing today gives parents like me and children like Laurel the one thing that we most desperately need, and that's hope.
And Laurel's
Hope
doing
that,
well.
and
She's
Laurel is, I'm happy to say Laurel's in remission today.
That's good. She looks so beautiful. and
Thank
great,
you.
right?
She is
You
beautiful.
feeling good now?
That's for you.
She looks so great.
Because of this bill, doctors are going to be able to get better treatments faster to patients like Laurel.
Big
And
difference.
because of you making children like her real children, not cases or statistics, but children like Laurel and all of these children here today, we have that hope, and we are so proud that you're standing with children with cancer and making it a national priority.
It's very nice.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We're with you all the way. How about you, back there, Dad?
Actually, I'd like my daughter to speak. Could we let
Oh,
her
I
speak?
like that much
Caroline
better.
would like to speak. She's
That's
lost her
very
ear.
good. I'd like you to speak.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Carolyn Hendricks. When I was 4 years old, I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, a pediatric bone cancer. 11 years later, I'm now 16 years old, and I'm doing great. What you're doing today, Mr. President, means that kids like me will get better options and so much more hope for the future. This will help doctors use technology to find cures faster, match patients to trials more quickly, and give our families more control over our health. For kids, every day counts. This order shows that our lives matter enough to be first in line for innovation. On behalf of children and young adults with cancer, those still fighting and those in remission like me, and families who wish that they had more time together, thank you for making us a national priority. Mr. President, because of actions like this, kids like me have the chance to grow up, to chase our dreams, and to live full lives. And that is the greatest gift anyone could ever give.
Wow. That was so good. Your father could not have done that like you did. You did a big service, Father.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Where did you learn how to speak like that?
I've done lots of speeches for childhood cancer over the last few years, and I'm also in a theater program, so that
That's
helps a
great.
lot.
Well, good. That's a great job. Would anybody like to say something? Would you like to say something, honey?
Yes. I'm Eleni Myers. I'm 9 years old, and I had a blood cancer called leukemia when I was only 2 years old. I had to get treated at 7 different hospitals across this country, and I had to have 2 bone marrow transplants, one for my dad and one for my mom. And I had to spend many days and the nights in the hospital getting pokies and yucky medicine. And me and my parents were very worried, and I had to go through those 7 different hospitals to find the best treatment that can make me better. And thank you, Mr. President, for making everything happen today. So kids like me and Laura, we can still be living today and speaking.
We're better than any of us have done. We're doing lousy. We're not doing so well today. They're doing so good. That was fantastic. Thank you. And you're feeling good now? Are you all better? You're pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you're going to do good. Anybody like to say something? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I've had a brain tumor since I was 4 months. Now I'm off all medicines. I'm a cancer
Wow.
survivor. I've had a brain tumor since I was 4 months, and I'm doing great. I'm 15 now, and I'm going to 10th
And you're
grade.
going to be a football player, offensive lineman. Fantastic. How about somebody else? I love hearing this. I love hearing you talk because you talk better than any of us, right, Jay?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, I want to thank you all for being here. Amazing.
We wouldn't miss this.
Thank you. But you know, we're doing a lot for you, and you're all gonna be better very soon. I don't think you're gonna need any of the help that we're giving. It's gonna be for the future. But I want to thank you for being with us, and I'm gonna bring them back to a room. We have a room where we have lots of hats and things in the back, and would you like to go back, and we'll pick some nice presents?
Yes.
And we'll get rid of the wonderful people of the media. Do you like the media? They're nice, right? They have good days, right? They do, actually, they do. Thank you very much. That's beautiful. That's really good. And thank you. We're not going to top that, so I wanted to just thank you all very much. Thank you.
All right, well, that is President Trump. Just a second here. I gotta turn everything way up because everybody was so quiet. There we go. All right, so I don't know what's going on with Rumble. For whatever reason, the Rumble chat is not working. I also can't see if anybody's even watching. There's just something wrong with Rumble, so I don't know. Everybody's getting the same weird payment error, which doesn't make any sense because you don't have to pay anything in order to type in the chat. All you gotta do is log in, so that shit doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I guess I will have to work on that. I am a little over, well, I'm almost done with the schedule, so all I gotta do is get that finished up, and then we can start the live with Coffee with Hooligans. I don't know if Rumble's gonna work or not. Maybe we're gonna have to mess around with that. We'll see. Either way, I'm gonna drop this Linktree link really quick in all of the chats. And we are going to wrap this up, but like I said, we are going to be live again shortly with Coffee with Hooligans. I just got to get this scheduled together, and it's kind of like one thing after another all damn day when it comes to this stupid technology. But either way, we're going to try and make the most of it. There is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed, so if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions to keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. And we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. All right, like I said, I got to get the schedule together. And then maybe Rumble will write me back. I don't know. I'm not going to wait for that. But as soon as I get the schedule together, we will be live with Coffee with Hooligans. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Appreciate you being here. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in a little bit.